As always, let's take a look, make sure we know what we're talking about here. Georgia Atlantic Inc., that's the lessee, leased a warehouse from Builders Inc., the lessor. The lessee calls for, the lease calls for the Georgia Atlantic to make semi-annual lease payments over a 3-year period, so we know N equals 6. Payable June 30 and December 30, so June 30, the first one's due. So that's an annuity due. We need to remember that. So it's an annuity due. The first payment is at the beginning, so that's an immediate reduction to the payable or the receivable. The borrowing rate is 9%, so we have to go to 4.5% because it's semi-annual. Builders used to calculate, builders constructed the warehouse for $3.7 million. So now we know what we're doing. We have to figure out the selling price, so that's the present value of the future lease payments. So we know the lease payments are $779,224. Go to the tables at the end of the book, and we're looking at the present value of annuity due, N equals 6 and I equals 4.5, and we come up with a factor of 5.38998. And when you do that multiplication, you see that they're selling the building for $4,200,000. Okay, so the next question it asks us, have we been down this road before? It's asking us what amount would they report on its balance sheet. In other words, what are they going to list as their lease receivable, because the lease receivable replaces the building on the balance sheet. So we have the original building of selling price of $4,200,000 minus the first payment $779,224 times 4.5%, and when we do that we come up with $153,935. Okay, so we have, that's the interest. So now we have to determine, we have to take that from the second payment. So 779,224 minus the interest is the reduction, so 625,289 is what that works out to. So we're going to carry the building or the receivable on our balance sheet at $4,200,000 minus 779 minus 625 for a total of $2,795,487. Now the last thing it asks us to do is what pieces of this are going to appear on the income statement. Well, we know the interest revenue is, that's for sure. The interest revenue has to appear on the income statement. But do we have anything else? Well, look carefully. What did they build the building for? They built it for $3.7 million. They sold it for $4.2 million. Isn't that called profit or income? So we have that as well. The profit on the sale or the profit on the lease. And that's it. So the pre-tax amount on our income statement is the total of those $653,935. It's a pretty good lease problem. Takes you through all the pieces.